Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Philip and today I'm going to be showing you how to simulate gravity on Scratch. Now in this video I made this ball sprite that is bouncing off the walls, and it's falling with gravity. So it falls, the lower it gets, the faster it falls. And also it bounces less and less, just like a real ball would do in real life. So let's get started. I already got the ball sprite, which I'm going to use to make it bounce. So to make it fall down, we obviously need to change the Y by something negative. So when green flag clicked, forever we will change Y by negative, let's say 1. And at the beginning, go to 0, 0. Let's test it. And there we go, it falls down. Now, the thing I don't like is that it falls down with the same speed at all times. In real life, that can't happen because there's a thing called gravity, and the lower it gets, the faster it falls. The object falls. So, to simulate gravity, we will make a variable that I will call fall speed. Okay. At the beginning, set fall speed to 0, and then in the forever, we will change fall speed by something negative, so that, like I said, lower it gets, the faster it goes. -1, and then we'll change Y by fall speed. Let's test it, and there you go, the lower it gets, the faster it falls. Next, I'm going to make the ball bounce when it reaches a point somewhere near the bottom of the screen. Now, right now, the ball, so it goes down, fall speed is a negative value. It has a negative value. Since we wanted to bounce, we wanted to hit the ground and then go up. So that means that we will have to make fall speed something positive. Now, eventually, fall speed will also get negative and go back down because of this line of code here, change fall speed by -1. Alright, so let's do this. So we're going to ask ourselves, like I said, if we're somewhere near the bottom of the screen, so if our Y position is, let's say, smaller than -150, so let me get that if block. If that happens, then we'll make it a positive value. Fall speed will have a positive value. So we'll set fall speed to 10. Say 10. Let's test it. When it hits the ground, you can see that it bounces back up. But as you can see, the ball always ends up in the same spot no matter from where you drop it. So let's show this better by starting at the Y at the beginning. We'll start it at 180. There you go. You can see that it still bounces in that same spot. Okay? And that is because here, when it reaches the bouncing line, it always sets fall speed to 10. So it bounces with 10. So we'll want how high it bounces to depend on from where it starts from. So we need something that keeps in mind how high it starts from, which is exactly fall speed. The higher the value of fall speed, the higher we started it from. Technically, fall speed is very small, but it's the higher negative value because it's negative. So I'm just going to call it high even though it's really low. So here, set fall speed to 10. So when it reaches the bouncing line, we don't want to 10, we want something with fall speed. Okay? And we will just do the opposite of fall speed because fall speed is a negative value when it's dropping. So 0 minus fall speed. Alright, here we go. So if we drop it from there, it bounces to there. Let's see if the Y is set to 180. Then it bounces all the way up there. So that is good. Next, let's take a look at what the program currently does. So let's click the green flag and we can see that it bounces and bounces lower, bounces lower, bounces lower. Okay, it keeps bouncing lower. And when it's done bouncing, when it reaches the bounce line at the end, it just keeps going down. And that's because it reaches small values. See here, it reaches -2 and 3. So we don't want it to be able to reach those values because there's no point in reaching those values. So here, when we reach the bouncing line, we will also ask ourselves, so here we'll ask ourselves if the false speed variable is smaller than, and we're going to ask ourselves if it's smaller than 1, because it doesn't make sense if it's 0 either. Okay? So if false speed is smaller than 1, we will want to set false speed to something. And that something will be 1, and that's because if we set it to 1, here, it's the next piece of code, we'll change false speed by -1, which makes it go to 0, and then change y by 0. So it'll stay in the same spot. It won't move down or up. Alright, so let's go ahead and test that. Here it bounces, 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 and when it reaches the bottom, it stops. So that is good. So that is it for simulating gravity. So you can use that in your games. Okay? Now to make this more fun, we are going to make it move and bounce off the left and right walls. Okay? So in the forever, change the x by, let's say, 10, and we'll ask ourselves to start with the wall on the right. So if our x position is greater than 230, we'll need it to go the other way. So for this, we'll use a variable that I'm going to call, say, speed x. Okay? And at the beginning, we will set speed x to, since we're changing x by 10, we'll set it to 10 so that it will go to the right. And then here we will change x by speed x. And if we hit this wall, we will want it to go to the left, like I said. So it's the opposite of speed x, because speed x is going to the right. So we will do set, so we will just set speed x to the opposite. So 0 minus speed x. Let's go ahead and test that. And when it hits that wall, see, it bounces off. Now let's duplicate that and do the same for the other wall. So if the x position is smaller than -230, then we're going to just set speed x to 0 minus speed x, because here, if we bounce off this wall, we'll set speed x to 0 minus speed x, and speed x at that time was 10. So I do it and change it to -10, and then here I change it back to 10. So let's test it. And it bounces off the right wall, and it bounces off the left wall. Right? So it bounces again and again. Keeps bouncing. And here when it reaches the bottom, it's just moving from side to side, bouncing off the walls. So that's not really interesting. It's just a ball moving from side to side and bouncing off the walls. So we're going to do one last thing. And when it goes like this, so when it ends right there, stops moving. Remember, it was this if right here. If false speed is smaller than 1, we're just going to give it a push. So we'll set false speed to a pick random positive value. So 10 to 30, I guess. Do that. Alright, let's test it. So we'll wait until it bounces until it stops. So there you go, keeps bouncing off the walls. And when it reaches that point, you give it a push, see, and it's bouncing again off the walls. So that is good. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video, and I hope you use this gravity effect in one of your Scratch games. So I'll see you next time.